Bonjour classe, aujourd'hui nous continuons le voyage à Suisse. Que faire en Suisse? La Suisse est un petit pays, mais il y a beaucoup à faire. Nous allons visiter 7 sites web et répondre aux questions suivantes qui sont ici. Bon, we're going to go to this website. Les 23 plus beaux endroits à visiter en Suisse. Non? Ici, il y a une liste des lieux qu'on peut visiter en Suisse. So I want you to go back to these questions and using what we talked about last class, just not looking things up in the dictionary, but just trying to obtain information from knowing what les mots apparentés are, the cognates. Try to get all the answers for this. So I want you to pause the video now and do that. Bon, nous continuons. Numéro 1. How high is le Jungfrau? That's a German word, of course, not a French word. So let's go down. Let's look for Jungfrau. Oh, ici, c'est le Jungfrau, no? How high is it? Oh, ici, c'est là. 4150 mètres d'altitude. No? So we already know the answer for that. Between what cities does the Glacier Express travel? C'est pas là. Glacier Express. Where will we find that? Ah! Le Glacier Express. Pas vraiment un lieu, mais plutôt un voyage. Le Glacier Express est un train reliant Saint-Moritz à Zermatt. No? So we know we have two cities here, so it's probably traveling between those cities. So let's write that in. Zermatt. Where is le lac des Quatre Cantons located? Oh, ici, c'est là. Where is it located? Ce lac glaciaire se situe au cours de la Suisse. Are there any words there we might recognize? We have situ, which we might think is situated, right? That's good. Au cœur. What does au cœur mean? At the heart of Switzerland. Au cœur de la Suisse. What season is a visit to le Tilly ideal? Let's go down until we find that. Oops. Ah, ici, c'est là. Oh, that looks gorgeous. What season? So we know our 4 seasons. What are our 4 seasons? We have le printemps, l'été, l'automne, l'hiver, right? So what does it say here? Oh, hiver. We see something that looks like the word hiver, right? And this is the adjective for winter during the winter season. L'hiver. How long should one take to climb La Pointe du Fort? Let's go down and see if we can find that. Où est-il? Oh, ici c'est là. Ooh, that looks gorgeous, no? Bon. How long should it take? 3 jours. 3 jours. When is l'école de la Bernina open? Oh, ici c'est là. When is it open? So we're looking for a time, right? Oh, here we have toute l'année. So what is l'année? Année means year. Toute means all year long. Toute l'année. In what era was Gruyere founded? Oh, I love Gruyere cheese, right? So this is where it comes from. In what era was it founded? So we're looking for something, a time or date or something like that, right? Oh, ici c'est la cité médiévale, no? So it was founded in medieval times. Médiéval. What is Chillon known for? Well, we see in the picture it has a big castle. What might be another word for that castle? Un château. Un château. Son magnifique château. Bon, c'est ça. Très bien fait. Mais ce n'est pas tout. On peut aussi parler avec des locaux. So follow along with your vocab at the end of the chapter. These are the AR verbs. The AR verbs, sorry, the ER verbs in French. Parler avec des locaux. On peut aussi aimer la campagne. Aimer la campagne. L'autre, so we're not saying aimer, we're saying aimer. That ER is pronounced like a E with an accent aigu. Aimer la campagne. On peut travailler. Travailler. On peut travailler. On peut aussi manger du chocolat. Manger du chocolat. I think this would be my favorite activity. Probably gain 20 pounds eating Swiss chocolate. Manger du chocolat. On peut aussi porter des vêtements uniques. Porter des vêtements uniques. Should be a circumflex over vêtements. Porter. On peut écouter les langues différentes. Écouter les langues différentes. Parce que en Suisse, on parle l'allemand, le français, l'italien et le romanche, as we already know from our first class. On peut aussi commencer à parler le romanche. Commencer. Commencer. We could start to speak romanche, maybe. On peut danser aux discothèques. On peut danser aux discothèques. On peut aussi chanter. Maybe some Swiss folk songs. Chanter. On pues les infinitifs. I don't know where I'm going with this. Oh, here we go. So whenever we have a verb that ends in er, so in French there are three endings. There's er, which are the vast majority of verbs, ir, and re. Right? So we're going to start with er verbs because they're regular verbs and they're fairly easy. Not all of them follow the same pattern. Many of them do. So habite This would be a conjugated verb. The infinitive would be habiter, étudier, jouer, aimer. And this is on page 43. You should probably just, you know what, just ignore this slide. I should have taken this slide out. It doesn't really, yeah, it's kind of a garbage slide that I accidentally left in there. Now it's too late to take it out because I'm not going to go back and re-record this. Les verbes er, right? So verbs that end in er. And like I said, the majority of verbs in French end in er. And this is how they're conjugated. And you can find this sur la page 43 dans le livre. Par exemple, c'est je joue. Je joue. So first thing you want to do is take your infinitive and get rid of the er and add an e for an ending. Je joue. Tu joues. Il, elle, on joue. Nous jouons. Vous jouez. Il, elle joue. Autrefois, encore. Je joue. Tu joues. Il, elle, on joue. Nous jouons. Vous jouez. Il, elle joue. You're noticing here this ENT is silent. Je joue. So, if you've studied Spanish before, and I'm going to assume many of you have, you know that in Spanish we can drop the pronouns. We can get rid of the yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, etc. And the reason why in Spanish every verb conjugation is pronounced differently. So to play in Spanish is tocar. Tocar? Jugar. Wow. I've been doing a lot of French videos today. Yo juego. Tú juegas. Él, ella, usted juega. Nosotros jugamos. Vosotros jugáis. Ellos juegan, right? So every one of those in Spanish is pronounced differently, which is why we don't necessarily need to include the pronoun, the yo, tú, etc., because we know it's implied. We know if I say jugamos, we know it's nosotros, right? Because there's only one that's jugamos. French, however, is different because although they're spelled differently, they're pronounced exactly the same, many of them, right? So 4 of the 6 forms we have here have the exact same pronunciation. So if I were to say to you, joue, which one is that referring to? Well, it could be je, could be tu, could be elle, it could be il, right? There's so many, which is why in French we must include the pronouns always, always, always. And that's kind of like in English. For example, in English, there's I play, you play, we play, they play, we play, right? He plays. So the only one in English that's different is the he, she form, right? Now in English it's a little bit different because they're all spelled the same, where in French they are spelled differently, but in pronunciation they are all pronounced the same, just like in English, except for nous and vous, which is why we have to include the pronouns in French. Otherwise we'll have no idea what you're talking about. Bon. Nous allons pratiquer avec ça. So I want you to look at your vocab list, the verbs on page 43 at the back of your chapter, and find the appropriate verb that matches, that would fit in this sentence. I'm not even going to give you the verb. I want you to figure out which verb it might be and go for it. So I want you to pause the video and go ahead and do that. Bon, nous allons continuer. Jérôme, we know montagne, that's a mountain. What might he do on the mountain? We're going to say to ski. Jérôme skie dans la montagne. Bon. Je, l'italien, et l'espagnol. What would fit there? Let's say parler. Je parle. Bon. Vu. Something about les ou. Blech. What are ou, les ou? Those are eggs. So obviously, somebody does not like eggs. I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I'm the one who doesn't like eggs. I hate them. Ah, détester. Vous détestez les ou. La musique. What would fit there? Let's put écouter or écoute. Il écoute la musique. Tu? What would work there? We could use chercher. You're looking for $20. Demander. You're asking for $20. Donner. Let's use donner. Tu donnes $20. No? You give $20. Je dans le café. What might I do in the cafe? Let's go with étudie. J'étudie. And remember, because we have je étudie, we can put an apostrophe. We have to put an apostrophe and condense those. J'étudie dans le café. Elle, toute la nuit. So what is la nuit? That's night. Toute, all. What does she do all night long? She could study. She could eat. I mean, I've had those kind of nights. We're going to go with rêver, no? Elle rêve toute la nuit. Nu, something about les musées. What is musée? Museums. Nu. Let's go visiter. Nous visitons les musées toujours. We always visit museums. Elle, what's une jupe? That should be une jupe. What is a jupe? That's a dress. So what might they do with the dress? They wear a dress. No, and that's not on our list, but we already know that is porter. Elle porte une jupe. C'est ça. Bon, parles-tu le français? I'm going to go back through and fix my accents. I thought spell checked out all of those. Oui, tu parles un peu de français. Parles-tu le japonais? Do you speak Japanese? Non, tu ne parles pas le japonais, non? Et ça, c'est la négation. Negation in French, turning something into a negative, isn't as easy in English, right? But it's not very difficult. So we need two parts of the negation. We need the ne and we need the pas. Je ne travaille très dur. Je n'habite pas sur le campus. Je n'aime pas manger des bananes. So the thing about the ne and the pas is they have to hug the verb. And the E drops, the E of ne drops before a vowel. Par exemple, je n'habite pas sur le campus. And this happens with an H as well because H's aren't really pronounced in French. Thus, we can pretend like it's not there. However, in common language, it's really common to drop the ne, right? We just say pas. J'aime pas manger des bananes. This isn't acceptable, for example, in written language, but in common, if you were talking to a Québécois, somebody from Quebec on the streets, they'd probably say, j'aime pas manger des bananes. You can drop the ne altogether. Bon, nous allons pratiquer. So, deux vérités et deux mensonges. Two truths and a lie using negation and the verbs we learned today. If you're doing this in your dorm room, I'm going to open up 2-3 underneath the devoir section on Canvas. I want you to record your two truths and a lie. Make them interesting. and I will have a listen and see if I can guess which is which. Don't tell me, right? I want to guess. Bon, nous continuons avec ça. Ça, c'est plus de pratique. Clarice is quite different from Victor. So we have this sentence. This is information. This is part A up here. Is quite different from Victor. So tell what Clarice doesn't like and doesn't do. Replace the il with elle in the paragraph and make all the verbs negative. So I want you to pause the video, do that, and we'll come back in a second. Bon. So we'll start with Clarice. You know what? I'm just going to read this. Clarice ne habite pas. We can actually condense those. N'habite pas à la cité universitaire et en général, elle n'étudie pas. Remember, we can condense that. N'étudie pas à la bibliothèque. Après les cours, elle ne parle pas. Ne parle pas avec ses amis au café. Le soir, elle n'écoute pas la radio. N'écoute pas la radio. Elle n'aime pas beaucoup le jazz. Elle n'adore pas le sport. Elle ne skie pas très bien et le week-end, il ou elle ne regarde pas les matchs de football à la télévision. C'est ça. Hopefully you guys got those. I'll remember when we need to combine, right? We need to combine because we have two vowels coming together. We combine them in French. Bon. What is the point of activity B? So I'm going to ask you questions and you're going to respond. Okay, that's the point of this. Par exemple, numéro 1, I will ask you, tu parles italien? Do you speak Italian? If yes, you would say, je parle italien. If not, you would say, non, je ne parle pas italien. Bon, so I'm going to ask you a few questions and I want you to give me an answer afterwards. I can't hear you, of course, but I want you to do it. It's important to practice. Bon, tu parles russe? Tu parles russe? Tu parles espagnol? Tu parles espagnol? So you don't have to write these down, just say them out loud. Tu parles anglais? Tu parles anglais? Bon, numéro 2. Tu habites à Paris? Tu habites à New York? Tu habites à Abidjan? Tu habites à Cincinnati? Tu habites à la cité universitaire? Bon. Numéro 3. Tu étudies la psychologie? Tu habites, non. Tu étudies la littérature? Tu étudies l'informatique? Tu étudies la biologie? Tu étudies, I think I said habite before. I'm sorry about that. That was the wrong verb. I'm looking at the wrong question, sorry. Tu étudies le commerce? Tu étudies les langues étrangères? Numéro 4. Tu aimes les examens? Who likes exams? Tu aimes les films de science-fiction? Tu aimes les films d'amour? Tu aimes le rap? Tu aimes la musique country? Numéro 5. Tu aimes le football américain? Tu aimes le football soccer? Tu aimes le basketball? Tu aimes le hockey? Bon. Numéro 6. Tu détestes les maths? Tu détestes l'histoire? Tu détestes la politique? Tu détestes la science? Tu détestes la psychologie? Bon, numéro 7. Tu surfes le web? Tu écoutes la radio? Tu parles avec tes amis? Tu manges au restaurant? Tu manges au resto universitaire? Tu skis? Tu danses? Et c'est ça. Très bien. Bon, et vous? Tell about yourself by completing the following sentence. What do you like and what don't you like? J'aime, mais je n'aime pas, etc. No? And I think this would be a good one. I'm going to put this on Canvas under 2-3 et vous. And you'll complete this for a little bit of homework points. Bon, allez-y. 44 A and B, and I think actually we just did those, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check. Oh, we actually didn't do those. And I need to pause this so we can actually do those. Hold on, give me 1 second here.